6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Can't get anything right. Hey! Hello, everybody. This is Alex, and I'm here until midnight tonight. Why not? I have nothing else to do with my miserable life. Hello, how are you? Sorry, I screwed up the whole opening. Everything went wrong. I'm getting to the point. I can't do this anymore. I think this is my last week of doing this show. Okay. Because I'm tired. I'm worn out. I don't have the strength to do it any longer. Well, anyway, let's go to our thing here and go over to our panel. But we don't have our panel. We have Phil Meyer. Hello, Philip.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm feeling like crap.
You know, I think that's going around.
Really?
Yeah, I'm taking a new pill to get my sugar under control. It's brought my sugar down, but now I feel like shit, and my eyesight is bothering me because I'm accustomed to having high sugars. And, you can't win.
You can't win. Well, I completely stopped a week ago doing my nice drug.
Yeah.
And every day I've been grouchy, and every day I go for my walk and I'm lightheaded for about the first 10 minutes of it.
Yeah.
And then I get to be okay. Today was, I decided I didn't go walking yesterday because outside the humidity was like unbelievable. Okay, and we had 93-degree heat.
Wow.
Okay?
That's why I left New York when I was almost...
Oh, man, I can take just about anything. I cannot take humidity. I'm sorry.
You do in Houston, isn't that a humid...
I know. Why do you think I left Houston? I would have stayed there longer if it weren't for the humidity. Hell, for 2 years I never kept a crease in my pants.
You guess you were wearing polyester.
But anyway, so I go out for my walk today, and I'm afraid because it was humid all day, and then one thing and another, and let me get that pointer out of there. Okay, and I went outside, and mercifully, the heat had dropped 10 degrees.
Wow.
Okay. And there was no humidity. And I'm going, this is okay. So I start walking. Of course, I'm a little lightheaded in the beginning of the walking. But I'm walking, and I'm going, this is nice. This is like 2 weeks ago when I used to take walks. This was the kind of walking weather I liked, right? So I do the thing. And I coming around, and I went up to Morningside Park. And then I'm coming back, and I pass by Rite Aid. And I go into Rite Aid. And as I'm going into Rite Aid, there's a thing on my watch. It says, alert, flood warning for Harlem.
Were they having a sale on nice pills?
No, flood warning.
Why? Is it raining?
Wasn't raining then. I go in, I go buy some chocolate, I come out, and it's a deluge. It's
Wow.
like I know how Noah felt. You
buy an umbrella too?
No. So I walk home, and it's about a block and a half in this just driving rain. Yeah. And by the time I get to my apartment, I am wet from head to toe.
Yeah.
And I had to put all my clothes in the dryer.
That's the way it was.
And then I put myself in the dryer. I mean, it was that bad.
That's the way it was in Miami when I was going to school down there.
Uh-huh.
You'd walk out to your car, and all of a sudden there was a deluge, and the parking lot would have 1.5 feet of water in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I got to ask you, I looked all over the GabNet site, and I want to know where I register.
What?
I looked on the Gabnet site, and I want to know where I register.
Register for what?
The Oscar Levant School of Broadcasting.
Oh, the Oscar Levant School of Broadcasting. Well,
Yeah.
Any day now.
All right. You're going to post it, I hope.
Oh yeah,
the link,
absolutely. The Oscar Levant School of Broadcasting.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Didn't he buy the Columbia School of Broadcasting?
I think so. Yeah. But no. If you ever want to learn all about radio, go to Oscar Levant. Now, I had this guy. He wrote me something, right? And it's a little suspicious. Then he writes me back, but then with a different initials. And finally, I wrote him and I said, "Why don't you just go back to using the name Oscar?" And I didn't hear from him ever again.
Well, I don't know why you put up with it. You wouldn't do it if somebody called in and spoke to you like that, or even wrote some of the things that they write. So but I know you well enough to know that if I tell you to do something, you're going to do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So you're a contrarian, but
I just I'm sick of that. I don't have the strength anymore to do this. I really don't.
I know how you feel. It takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
And you can keep your finger in the dike if you just, maybe do it one time a week.
Well, lesbians wouldn't like that.
You need two fingers.
No, I mean, I do the show on Monday, and maybe I'll do a Friday show or something. But I mean, every night, it's just getting to be too much for me.
Yeah.
I'm tired all the time. When I take those pills, I'm not as tired, believe it or not, even though they make me loopy the next day.
Yeah.
But they, for some reason, give me a certain amount of energy, and I haven't had that energy since I stopped taking them.
Yeah.
And
with cocaine.
Yeah. By the way, thank you for this. He sent me this.
Yes. You're on yellow. Okay.
I'm on yellow.
Have you been using it?
I've been using it a little bit, like when I'm sitting here doing the show, and I just,
Yeah, you squeeze like that.
Yeah.
When I do it, I hear my knuckles crack.
Well, no, I don't. I have arthritis, and he gave me this shot of cortisone, right?
Right.
Which hurts like hell. All right. So he gives me the cortisone shot, but I'll put up with it if it makes the pain go away.
You showed me the black and blue you had.
Yeah. And so it went away.
Yeah.
And now it's back again. 2 weeks later, it's back again.
Really? Maybe you're allergic to that yellow
Maybe
shit.
worse than it was. So I'm trying this. I figure,
It works. I'm telling you, I'm up to the green.
There are different colors, and each one is a different strength.
Right. So you start with the yellow, and and it's to strengthen your hand, but it also seems to help with arthritis.
Yeah.
And the only issue you're going to have is when you get to the green.
This is what old people talk about, folks, when they do a show.
There are things that the therapists have, and this is one of them, that really make a difference. I told Alan about it, and he bought one. And he wrote me last night, and he says, "Thank you for telling me about this. It's really
I'll have to do it more often, like while I'm sitting here on the air.
Yeah. Well, I do. Well, I'm not doing it right now, but I do it when I watch television.
I just want to get this hand strong enough again so I can jerk off with it.
Yeah. Do you use the left hand too? Matter of fact, if you use both hands, not simultaneously, but
well, this hand isn't that bad. This hand, the other day, it was stinging. It was that bad. Yeah, this one. He told me that right here is where most people get arthritis if they're going to get it. That's it. That's the big arthritis area. Because I don't have much. I don't think I have arthritis anywhere else.
Well, I have arthritis in my fingers, and part of it is, we type on keyboards.
Could that be it? I don't know. I would think that would strengthen it rather than make it worse.
Repetitive motion.
Huh? Really?
It's a repetitive motion,
Yeah.
And I found that after a while, and if I'm typing a lot, I can't close my fingers. But
you know what's so cool about this stuff, though? Look! I put
it's
it
like
back. I put it back in its little holder, right? See how it's
right,
like that?
and it flattens
And if
out.
I go back to it in about an hour,
Yeah.
it will have flattened out and filled in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've discovered a trick to get it out easily. I
What's it?
put it on its side, and then I'm able to grasp it
Just
and
dig in there
remove.
and get it. What's your problem?
Well, I'm lazy,
Yeah.
but I have to tell you that that has been a real boon. Now you don't drive anymore, but if I'm in the car, not only is it comfortable for your hands
Yeah.
and you're doing something with them, but it gets rid of stress.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
you're doing that with your hand, and it's
And I get rid of stress, and then Oscar Levant will write me again.
yeah. Well, just put a link to his school.
Yeah. What a piece of shit that Oscar Levant is, huh?
Well, he was one of my biggest detractors.
Was he really?
Yeah, over the last 5 or 6 years. That guy hated me, and
Well, when I was growing up, Oscar Levant, the real one,
yeah, the heavy chain
well, he
smoker,
was a
bad
he,
teeth.
he was a pianist.
Yeah, bad teeth, chain
I
smoker.
don't think he had bad teeth. He didn't have bad teeth.
Oh
but
no, his teeth were awful.
His best friend was George Gershwin.
I know, yeah, and he used to do the piano in like
Rhapsody in Blue.
Rhapsody in Blue. But what was the movie that he did? Was that
Well, they did the George Gershwin movie
Yeah. What about
long
the
after Gershwin was dead, and Oscar Levant played himself in that picture.
Yeah,
I think the picture is called Rhapsody in Blue.
yeah, he's a great pianist.
Mm-hmm.
But now, look, he's gotten out of piano and he's into broadcasting.
Yes,
You know?
and giving hints to inexperienced broadcasters like myself.
He used to give you hints about getting rid of me, and that never bothered you.
Well, I'm just so tired of now that you're back on and people are going, oh, why don't you have him do the rest of the show? And I'm going, you're the same people who wrote and said get rid of him.
Right. Well,
But we can't stand Alan.
you asked me, to do the show, and I'm saying to myself, the reason that I didn't was that I was monopolizing the show because people would attack me and I would go back, and so rather than get you so upset that
Yeah.
I'm monopolizing it, I said, I just won't.
But kind of admit it, you did enjoy being on last week for the whole show.
I love those people. They're so nice,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
they have been a backbone of the last 6 years, basically, and they're good people, and I enjoy their company, and I miss them. It was something. There's something about your show that calling in every night. It's like family.
Yeah.
And they're nice people.
Yeah, no, they really are. But then now they go after Alan.
Well, and rightfully so.
What do you mean rightfully so? I mean,
kidding. Alan is, I sent you Alan to give you a liberal that you could yell at.
yeah, and he writes stuff in his letter like, well, the reason Shecky never calls the night show. The reason Shecky doesn't call the night show is he's never called the night show.
Yeah. Well, I get up at 4:30 now. I like the morning. The morning is quiet. The phones aren't ringing. I can watch the news, which, by the way, I'm having a problem with YouTube TV. They're having a feud with Roku.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's no more YouTube
No,
TV.
actually, Roku is having problems with YouTube. Roku
Yeah.
has a lot of problems with all of them. You know what happened with YouTube, with Roku? You pay the thing. You pay for the thing, okay? You pay $99 for the thing. Maybe you can get it at $79 when it's on sale or whatever for the best one they have, and you think that's the end of it. And it used to be. They just, you downloaded the apps and put them on there, and you'd watch Netflix, and you watch this, and you watch that. All of a sudden, they're getting into pissing matches with like HBO Max and now YouTube, because they want a piece of the action.
Right.
Now, what's wrong about that theory is the only reason anybody ever bought a Roku is because you could play the apps on Roku.
Right.
So why are you suddenly trying to make them, pay money to you for you to run their app?
That's what's happening with everything on the internet. Let's say I get up in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm reading an article on my phone, a news article.
Yeah.
If you open this particular vendor a few times, then they want you to pay for a monthly subscription.
Yeah.
And I'm getting bombarded with this. I can't read an article without half the screen being covered because they want me to subscribe or to do a monthly subscription. So in the early days of the internet, everything was free. And, people expected if it was on the internet, it was free. You didn't have to pay for it. And now everything, they're trying to monetize every part of it.
Yeah.
So now what I've done is I figured, okay, the Chromecast is owned by Google. So $29.99, because I don't have a 4K TV. $29.99. I'm getting a Chromecast. It's a dongle. You plug it in,
right?
And I'll be able to get that, and I'll probably be able to put on. I have HBO Max. I have Prime. I have Netflix. I have a number of things, and I'll just put it on that and forget the Roku.
Well, I was really mad at Roku because for the longest time we didn't get HBO Max.
Right.
Because they were in the pissing match with them. Oh, we want a piece of the action.
Well, I'm getting HBO Max on a Roku.
Oh, now.
Yeah.
But for a while you couldn't get it on Roku. They had a pissing match going with them.
You call them and say, I got a GabNet channel on there, and you better put HBO Max on.
It's just that without those apps, nobody will buy a Roku.
Right.
Okay. So how dare you say you can't have an app here when really that's how you make your bit. That's the core of your business, are that people can get HBO, that they can get Showtime, that they can get, by just installing apps and paying for them. So
I got the reason I went to the Roku
Yeah.
was I got pissed at AT&T. What happened was I disconnected something. I didn't look to see what color wire went where, and then I called AT&T and I said, "Tell me how to put this thing back together." So they said, "Oh no, we're going to have to send a technician." I said, "What do you mean a technician? I self-installed it in the first place. I don't need a technician. Just tell me if the red wire goes on the top and the blue wire goes on the bottom.
Yeah.
And, it's your piece of equipment." So they wouldn't do it, and they said, "Well, we'll send out a technician." I said, "Well, if you send out a technician, the only person that's going to be here that day was my dog." I said, "Because I'm at work." And they said that the problem was in the street. I said, "The problem can't be in the street."
Listen, I went through that with our cable company here,
Yeah.
and I was downtown because it was a constant glitching of all the channels, constant glitching, and I would call the cable company, and they would go, "Well, we have to send somebody out there eventually, but it may just be a problem with you," and they wouldn't do anything for 3 months. I had to blink, blink, blink. In the meantime, I learned how to download torrents, so I got all the shows I wanted to watch without commercials.
Well,
And wait a minute, and that's how I started stealing TV shows, because I couldn't get the ones I was legitimately paying for. Now,
Right.
all of a sudden, one day, they finally send somebody out. I yell and I scream and I yell and I scream, and finally they send somebody out, and they go down to the basement and say, "Oh, there's water in the basement."
Yeah.
And it's ruining that
Connection.
line,
Yeah.
right? And I'm going, you couldn't do this 3 months ago?
Right.
So these people will drive you batty.
I know. So
Just
I said, "You're telling me it's in the street, but you got to come into my apartment because they want to charge me." And so I said to them, "When's my contract up?" And they said, "Oh, it's up tomorrow." I said, "Good." I said, "If you guys come out and it's not out in the street. Like I told you, I messed it up. I pulled the wires out when I moved the thing. And so they next day I said, guess what? Cancel me. I'm done. So I call up Comcast, which is the only other provider at the time.
Right.
Comcast says, oh, we'll be out on Tuesday. Well, this was Monday. So I said, oh, that's good. So then I find out it was 2 weeks Tuesday. I said, no, that's not going to work. So I got a Roku. And Damien told me, what to do because I guess he's accustomed to not having those kinds of services. He doesn't do that. Mm-hmm. And so I got the Roku, and I've been using it for several years, and I liked it. And until the Google TV went away.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Two things that happened to me. Number one, the other day, Marjorie, it's tennis time of the year, and so the tennis channel is running the match coming to you from France, the French Open. Okay, she wants to watch it. The only problem is that in order to get most of the matches, she has to subscribe to Tennis Channel Plus.
Oh.
Okay. So she looks at it and she says, oh, here it says you can subscribe to it. Let's see how much it costs. And she clicks on subscribe.
Right.
And it automatically subscribes me at $107 for the first year.
What's the second year?
I don't know. I then went over to the site thinking maybe I had a 10-day free trial or something and I could just say unsubscribe me. And I said unsubscribe me, but all it did was it unsubscribed me from the automatic renewal a year from now. So now I call up Roku and I say, what's with this? I want this taken off. It was started accidentally. And she says, we can't do anything about it. Once you buy it, it's yours.
Huh.
And I said, listen, when I came on this call, because when I started the call, she says, what's your name? What's your birth date? Here, we're going to send you a 2-factor identification and blah, blah, blah. There are about 5 different steps I had to go through before she'd even listen to me. And I said to her, you put me through all of that, and yet you didn't put me through the same thing when I wanted to subscribe to something. You didn't ask me, are you sure you want to subscribe at $109? I just wanted to see what the price was.
Yeah. Well,
and I had that happen once before with Roku. They don't have any warning. They so want you to subscribe to something through them that they don't even do anything to stop you. Like, are you sure you want it?
Now, I can't remember half the time which credit card I used, what email address I used, and I sign up for these things. And if I die, I will never be able to get off of their pay plan.
Well, the newest thing is driving me crazy. Okay, this one really is driving me nuts. Lately, for some reason, because Amazon's doing the deliveries, over the last month, 5 of my deliveries have not gotten here. Okay? Mm-hmm. So I have to call them up and say, hey, I didn't get my package. I want a new one sent out. And then they say to me, well, you have to wait 24 hours because sometimes things are marked as having been delivered when they haven't even been delivered yet. You have to wait 24 hours. And I'm going, I want my money now because I've had this happen 3 other times this month, or 2 or 4 other times this month, or 5 other times this month, and they didn't come the next day.
Yeah,
there was no,
I need new socks.
So today, wait a minute. So today I call up. yesterday, and they said you have to wait 24 hours. Okay, I'll wait 24 hours. So tonight I call at 7 o'clock. And the woman says to me, oh, well, we can't send anything back out to you before 8 o'clock tonight because that's the 24-hour period. I said, it's 7 o'clock right now. Do you think do you want to stay on the line for the next hour with me till we can see the countdown happen? I mean, it's this kind of insanity. You can't get anything done.
Everything is being blamed on COVID. For instance, I ordered on May 1st, I ordered 6 pair of socks from this company called Kane 11. They make socks that are specific to your size.
Yeah.
I have a So I got a size 9 sock. Instead of
Yeah.
getting a 9 to 12 and having it bunch up in your shoe, I ordered 6 pair of socks that are specific to my size.
Wow.
So uh, May 1st, here it is, June 8th. I still don't have them. And their
Really?
website says that they, sent. So I wrote them 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, and I said, "What's going on? Don't you like me?" And they said, "Well, it's due to COVID." So they said it, and so then they send me this thing that they printed a shipping label, but the tracking on it, it hasn't been received yet. So I just called my credit card company or did something online, swiped it or something,
Yeah.
and they refunded my money immediately. Now, I don't think the socks are going to show up. I think this company is probably in financial trouble if this is
Really?
the way shipping stuff.
Wow. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'm just having to. What happened was my camera froze up on me. Really?
Oh.
Yeah. It froze up on me.
Well, you didn't freeze on Zoom.
No, I have to do a few things here. Just keep talking. Continue
So-
with your story. Okay.
Well, anyway, I got my $63 back for 6 pair of socks.
Right.
And now I got to go to Nordstrom. I've been holding off.
yeah.
They have holes in them. I should have replaced them in April, but now here it is June, and I'm still sockless.
Wow. Wow. Let me see here. I'm trying to see something here. Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Is that changing anything now? Is that? Oh, there we go. There we go. And then I got to do something here. I'm trying to get my other camera going here.
Are those the
because-
defective cameras that Alan told you about?
No,
He said there was-
for some reason, this camera tonight, for the first time, it's never done this before. It's a whole new thing. Froze up. It just froze. But so I had to unplug it and then plug it back in to get it working.
Oh, okay. Hey, Oscar Levant said that the Wuhan lab and the virus, it seems as though none of the virus came from the wet market. Is what the Oxford study is saying. I don't know who these Oxford guys are, but
You know something? We could go through that whole thing. I don't know that it necessarily came from the lab. I think the lab may have been looking at some of the stuff that was going around, and they may have caught it and gone into the hospital with it.
Right.
But
Yeah,
usually they're pretty good at these labs to make sure that they're all suited up and everything. And I mean, they've been dealing with these things for years because all the big flus come from Asia. Okay,
Yeah.
they all come from Asia. They're
years.
reason-
Swine, bird.
all of them. They usually start on farms, and so China's has been checking this virology for years and has been working on it. So they pretty well know what's happening, what's not happening, and how to protect yourself. I don't think that it necessarily was, if it happened, there was an accident that happened there, but
Sure,
but still, they would have to have infected other people in the process, So.
Yes, they did.
Well, they claim that nobody was sick. That's what they're saying. Okay.
Yeah, that's because they killed them all. I mean, I know their population went down quite a bit, and all of a sudden people were vanishing from the Wuhan lab. The doctor that said that there, that there was a virus, he's gone, or she. I think it might have been a she, but
anyway, I mean, I don't think it was anything purposeful that they did. If there was something.
yeah.
I mean, how far do we go on this deal?
India, the World Health Organization chief scientist was served legal notice in India for allegedly suppressing data on a drug to treat COVID-19. I wonder what the drug was. Was it hydroxy?
Where'd you read this? Where'd you read this?
It was a
Where'd you read it?
right here.
Where-
Let me. It's from the Indian Bar Association. Threatens to sue World Health Organization chief scientist.
Yes,
for
but where did you?
COVID-
What site did it come from?
um, AFP in Geneva.
Oh,
AFP.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't one of your right-wing sources.
Well, yeah, it is.
Oh,
I mean, you know, the right wing source kind of packages all the stories.
yeah.
And you know, but this was interesting. You know that all of a sudden we're finding out that we did get a lot of misinformation.
Hey, well, listen, we've run out of time here. If I don't get to these other people, they're going to be very mad at me. So.
Those are the people I like.
Huh?
I like those people. They're nice people.
Yeah, they're very nice. Very nice people.
Nice people.
Yeah.
I hope you feel better. Use that stuff.
Well, do I sound like I'm sick, like I'm ill?
No, you sound tired though.
What? I sound tired?
Yeah.
How do I sound tired?
How do you sound tired? It's you don't have that jump in your step, if you know what I mean. You're here, you're doing it, but it's like a slog.
Okay, well, maybe I should quit then.
Well, there's no reason to quit. You just need a different drug, or you know, you need to use that stuff in your hand.
Maybe I need something. Maybe something's missing in my system.
Well, look, I know you got to get out of here, but I think that maybe you've been locked up too long. You know, kids are committing suicide over the COVID lockdowns.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's to the point. I know that things are opening up, but it's still, you know, it's oppressive. And how long can you live under this kind of oppression until it takes a toll on you?
Exactly. Well, let me get to my people here. So I sound tired tonight, is what you're saying.
You've been sounding tired lately. I think that maybe you need some sunshine. I know you're getting these walks, you know, but you need to a change of environment for a little while. You know, a week in the south of France, or you know.
Well, because I thought I was kind of peppy tonight. I mean,
you know.
Okay, well, it's time for me to probably just quit the whole thing because I'm exhausted.
Well, ask Oscar.
Oscar. Yeah, Oscar will tell me.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's our old friend and longtime companion, Phil Meyer. Thank you very much, Phil, for being here. Bye-bye. Okay. Right. Okay, let me turn this on. See, what was happening, this camera was freezing up on me. And I was like that, you know. I hear more people in the waiting room. Anyway, so let me see here. Let me admit all these people into the panel. Let's see here. Here they come. There they go, ladies and gentlemen. And also Bob Kazoo, who is coming in. It's Kathleen. Hello, Kathleen. Move your camera so we can see your whole face, Kathleen.
No.
No. No. I'm not going to. No. Not going to. So do I seem tired to you guys?
No.
Always.
Really? I don't seem tired.
No, you don't seem tired.
Oh, okay. Well, then
You know, Phil took some Republican pills, and he thinks everybody's tired now.
What are Republican pills?
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Anyway, how are you people doing tonight?
Good.
How was your weekend?
Good.
You're still in your vacation spot, aren't you, Vernon? You're in is that the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia?
Not technically. I think the Blue Ridge Mountains are a little further east of me.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. But he's on vacation, which I think I need. That's what I need is a vacation.
Absolutely.
You know, I need I don't know.
Go to Florida. I hear Miami's got some good hotel rates.
Florida.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back there.
I understand you got this squeezy stuff. I'm on yellow also.
You're on yellow also. I see.
It's actually helping my hands. They're not aching as much. I find you can do other things with it though too. You can make a mustache. all kinds of stuff.
Maybe snot coming out of your nose.
Yeah. Put one in one side and
Yeah.
let it hang down. I'll wait till I
Well,
get
see,
to
I
the,
mentioned earlier that I put this in kind of
I'll get the green
all
and that's
scrunched up, but see what's happening to it, folks? Although it's kind
Mine-
of wow.
Mine does the same thing.
That
And
one-
it does it quicker than an hour.
It kind of thinks of itself as being not yellow but green. Maybe it is a greenish yellow, and that's the reason why it.
I know you didn't pay anything for yours, but yours are made in China. Mine are made in the United States. You got 2 ounce per thing, and I got 3 ounce per thing.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
That's silly putty, or
Well,
what
this
is
is
that?
Y Brothers. No, it's Messiah. Oh, by the way, I got something for you. This is okay. I'm watching Fox tonight just to see what the hell's happening with Tucker Carlson, and there's an ad on. And after it was over, I said, "This has got to be a put on." This ad, and it was an ad for a problem that happens. It occurs when your sex glands produce little or no hormones. And the question I have for you tonight is, does anybody know the term for what occurs when your sex glands produce little or no sex hormones? What's it called?
Low testosterone.
No. But
Sterility?
no, because women get it too. Their sex glands
What time are you going
it
through your
primarily is in the testes in men and the ovaries in women that produce the
Like
sex
biology.
hormones. But if you're not producing it, what is that? Well, that ism called.
death?
You ready for this?
Midlife.
I thought this was a joke, but I looked it up and it's true. Hypogonadism.
What the
I'm
fuck?
getting into the gonads. You need
Hypogonadism.
to find a gonad doctor.
Is that why the
Imagine you
Republicans
go
are all
in there and
messed
tell
up?
me about
Because they have
The
no
sex
gonads.
glands are
That's
also
right.
called the gonads. I did not know that. I thought that was just something you said when somebody kicked you in the balls and you said, "I just took a hit to the gonads."
Took one for the team.
But
God, I hate when that happens.
so, anybody here have gonadism? Anybody? Anybody?
No.
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 I'm gonna tell people, God, you sound like, the way you're bitching, you sound like you've got gonadism.
Yeah, good. That's what you do.
You couldn't catch
What does
COVID.
that
in
have
a
to do with your hair?
I got it bad.
Boy, we can't even see her long blonde tresses tonight. Is it under the ball cap?
Thank God.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
I won't cut my hair, Al, I promise.
Okay, good.
Well, when's the last time you had your hair cut? I mean, didn't you get?
I don't know.
Did you get COVID hair at all? I mean,
No, I cut my hair myself. I mean, all you do is just, zip, bada bing, bada boom. Because it's all one length.
oh, okay. So you don't have, you can do it yourself, actually? So
Yeah.
what do you do? Just pull it in front of you and go boom, 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 boom,
Yep.
boom? Try to do it above the level of the camera here. Wow. Anyway,
Hey, Alex, I got a question.
yeah.
What's up with Roku and YouTube? It works fine on my TV.
What do you mean Roku
Same
and
here.
YouTube? No, YouTube works. It's YouTube's pay outfit where you buy 50 channels
Oh,
because
Yeah.
there's that YouTube Plus or whatever they call it.
oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's what they won't carry on Roku.
Oh, I see. Well, because Roku's got all those other channels that they want you to pay for. Maybe.
Well, but what I'm saying is, when I paid for a Roku, I didn't pay for a Roku to eternally try and make money out of me.
Yeah, I
that
know.
wasn't the deal in the beginning. They were just happy to sell a Roku.
The only reason I like to live where I'm living is because the internet provider here is for free, and it's WebPass, Google WebPass, and it's really good, and it's included in my rent, so I'm cool with that.
Really?
That's why I'm reluctant to move out, because I don't want to fucking deal with Xfinity, whatever that is, Comcast.
Well, who do you have your internet service through?
It's called Google WebPass.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they just installed it all over San Francisco in the Tenderloin and all these hotels. And like, it depends on who your landlord is. Most of them will just give it to you for free.
my new handheld thing when my hand's up.
Oh, is that your new handheld thing?
So Google did.
That's
Google
annoying.
did
That's
something,
really
John.
annoying. What?
Well, good. Then I'll get your attention.
What?
So a lot of times I raise my hand. You say, "Yeah, him first, and then you, Alan," and then I get totally lost. So I thought I'd hold something else up. Anyhow, Google is doing a thing with everybody that has Google. What's it called? Echo
Webcam.
and what's that?
Web Pass.
Yeah, well, I know what that's called, but people that have the Ring doorbell and
Oh yeah, this whole sidewalk.
what's
thing.
happening is
You know how to shut
Google
the
didn't
door.
just happen to give you this. Other people are giving it up without their permission.
Yeah.
And it's called Google Sidewalk or something like that.
Amazon sidewalk.
Oh, really?
Huh.
What? I never heard of
It's
this.
Google, I believe. Who owns Ring? Google?
Ring is owned.
Amazon bought it.
Oh, it
Ring's
must
owned
be
by
Amazon.
Amazon. Yeah.
I just
Amazon
installed a new one
sidewalk.
today in front of my house.
Hey,
Really?
did you hear that Jeff Bezos is going to be the first guy to go up in his rocket?
Is he crazy?
Kabooey!
He's got so much money. It's like he doesn't.
What that
Doesn't he
rocket look
realize
like?
the last person who went up, she went all over Florida, the poor teacher? He must have balls to steal. I could never do that out.
Oh, I'd do it.
You would do it?
I'd
be
do
afraid. I
it.
can't go on a
Sure,
roller
I'd
coaster.
do it if you
You
gave
know
me a
what his
ticket
rocket looks
tomorrow.
like?
What?
You would really go up? They'd have to knock me out and say, "Wake me up when you're up there." Just like circling around. I can't be up there with you.
Well, it is. You don't know this,
Anybody
but
imagine
but
Tony in space.
but Jeff Bezos is using a Chinese rocket.
Really?
Yeah, the only problem with it is before they can actually send it
Build-up.
up, they have to find somebody fast enough to run away after they light the fuse. Thank
hear
you. That's the old rocketeering joke.
Yep.
Yeah,
For
they'd
the
have to
Chinese.
go
He's
up.
renting the
Wake me up
sidecar.
when I'm seeing her, and I don't want to be any.
Am I in trouble now with the Asian community for that joke?
That should be the least of their problems. They can't even ride the subway. anymore.
But stop it! Stop it!
Alex, they're jumping
I got enough
like
trouble
crazy
with you
down there.
calling Chinese food chinks. Okay?
I'm always gonna call it chinks. My mother said, you know, when I went in her room, in her
You're
little
going to keep
basket,
calling it
she has
chinks
all
till
the
a
old
Chinese
movies. I was
person
looking
beats
for
the.
the prices.
You're going to keep calling it that till a Chinese person beats the living crap out of you.
Or spits in my food if they hear it.
Well, they probably already do.
She loved the chinks too, though.
Well,
She used to always get chicken chow mein.
Yeah.
She changed it up sometimes.
When you went in there, you didn't call it that, though, did you?
No, but
Oh, okay.
Do you know we ordered so much one time they send us a Christmas
What
card?
do you
Me
want me
and
to
my
do?
mother, I couldn't believe that.
If we go out for Italian, you want to? We're going out for guinea food,
Oh, yeah, you
Wop.
can call guineas.
Wop.
Come on.
wop,
Alex,
wop food.
the real guineas, they hang the sausage in the bathroom to dry it out. That's how guinea they are. I told you
That's how
part of my
guinea
family
they are.
want to laugh. See, my mother was never a guinea because we never spoke Italian. But part of my father's side, who we didn't really see some of the family, but I'll never forget this. They were naming all their first sons after the grandfather. So when they used to say, Michael, come to eat, like 3 or 4 kids used to run to the table. So my mother's like, we're never doing that, Leo. We're not naming it. She told my father that. She said, if you think we're naming him after your father, you're crazy. Because everybody was having the same name. It was stupid. My mother was right about that.
Boy, you just
wanted
wind
to have
him
a
up.
name.
You know, that's all you got to do is wind him up.
I
Absolutely.
know. I was missing
George
it.
Foreman named all of his sons George.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, 6 of them or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he might, and he's not even Italian.
No.
But how do you know what to do? I mean, people
My
come.
mother's always
Oh,
like-
George.
Yeah,
And
but
they all come up. My mother's
then
like,
6
"Dude,
kids
it's
come
funny."
running. You know.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah, I have a headache tonight too.
Yeah, you know
What-
what?
what do you-
I was missing her a little bit over the weekend.
What?
I was missing my mom a little bit.
Oh,
Well, you can always go out and visit her.
visitor.
Well, I put flowers down because it's my father's birthday this week.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Dad, listen, I'm sorry that she had to join you so fast. Because he was like, he was in no hurry. Let me have some time for myself. It wasn't that long, I said. he was joking there.
You know, but
Because he was
Tony,
dying on the couch because he was in hospice. And he goes, your mother's a good woman. I don't know what I did to deserve her. I never forget. He says, she could be a little tough. I says, Dad, you think? She never leaves me alone. But he says, you were the baby.
Well, yeah. Well, we know the difficulties. by just
She
watching.
used to yell.
Right.
You know that one time you cursed? She was in the bathroom. I'll never forget. Who's saying those bad words? I had to lower the laptop.
Boy, who wound up Tony tonight?
You mentioned my mother.
Where's the
I
off? Where's the off switch?
gotta get a cup of coffee because I think she's haunting me. I'm gonna get that Ouija board.
Yeah. What you really need is coffee. What he really needs is another cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Try cocaine.
It's nice to talk to him when he's had a little less caffeine this week.
I do caffeine every night. It doesn't wake me up.
This is what I do, Alex. I watch old movies, Jack Bennett, and I drink K-Cups all night.
I believe him.
And now you want to know why I'm thinking of quitting this whole thing. Yeah, right.
Tony always makes me feel
Come
totally.
up here.
What?
Tony makes me feel totally normal.
Yeah.
In myself.
When you started thinking you were nuts.
Yes, that's right. When things are gonna go crazy,
Yeah.
I go, think about Tony.
So what do you guys want to talk about tonight? I am so out of it lately that I just don't even have the strength to think about any. What's in the news? I can't even figure out what's in the news lately.
They're
Joe
trying to kill
Manchin is an
Fauci, that
idiot.
poor guy.
What?
Joe Manchin is an idiot.
Oh, I thought you said he was an alien.
And they
That
got
too.
Fauci as like some kind of liar. They're single-handedly trying to totally kill the 80-year-old Fauci, the guy who's been
Poor
serving
guy.
5 presidents, but now he's evil and he's a liar. You would have
Oh,
thought
and
this
then-
guy was Satan, really.
Yeah, someone on Facebook said, he's a 33-degree Mason and a something Satanist, and I was like, oh, good God.
He's my. I tell you, it's fucking insane. It's bizarre.
Yeah. Well,
It is.
Vernon.
Well, my beloved Mitch McConnell today decided, after Joe Manchin had said that the John Lewis Act is something he could support, Mitch McConnell comes out and says, I'm against it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just
In
obstruction.
other words, the Voting Rights Enhancement Act, Mitch McConnell is against it.
Oh, yeah.
So
Go figure.
Why am I
they're
surprised?
not going to get 10 Republicans.
Why am I surprised about that?
Yeah, really.
You know?
Taken into.
That's why Joe
In spite of
Manchin's
the
an
fact,
idiot.
in spite of the fact that earlier this decade he was in favor of extending the voting rights protection. Now he's against
It
it.
help the Republicans.
No, that's because so many people voted in 2020 that Trump lost.
Are we?
So he doesn't-
But are we expecting Mitch McConnell to make sense at all? He always
I'm hoping
goes
he
back
drops
on
dead.
everything
Can't
he
stand that
says.
fucking guy either.
You know, he always takes another position on
$7.
it.
I don't care.
What?
Oh,
Boy,
he
don't
and
drink
Rand
any
Paul-
more of that, Tony.
I got it
He
for
and Rand Paul
$7, a
are
big
not-
jug at Costco now. Chock full of nuts. I'm gonna be bouncing off the wall.
Please don't let your
Gonna
child.
be bouncing off the wall like he's not now.
And then we got Ray Renati. He's I don't know what he's doing
He's
there.
at the grocery store, it looks like.
I guess.
I'm at the Safeways.
Yeah.
I just
Very,
left the
very
Costco.
good,
The
Vernon.
Safeways.
Very good. That was good.
I'm at the Safeways, as my grandma used to say.
Why
I'm
don't
at
you get
the
some
Safeways.
coffee for Tony, Ray?
Hey, I just had to tell you that
Oh, I would've cut your piece of cake.
not only did George Foreman name his sons George, he named his daughters George as well.
Oh, you
God.
gotta be kidding me. Georgina?
No, just George.
Oh,
They're
just
all
George.
sons
Just
and
George.
daughters.
Oh, John Larkin.
Seven, yeah, that's like
Earlier,
seven of them,
earlier,
right?
you wrote here when I was talking about the movie about George Gershwin. You said that it was what?
Rhapsody in Blue.
It was
Oh, I
Rhapsody
saw
in
that.
Blue.
Wait a
Yeah,
second.
but you
That was
wrote
good.
something else down.
He was also in American in Paris.
American in Paris. Well, no, he was who? George Gershwin?
No,
I think he wrote the music.
No.
Oscar Levant.
Oscar Levant. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. He was, but yeah, no, the movie was Rhapsody in Blue. Yeah, I thought you were saying the movie was American in Paris. No, anyway, you know, I was looking up the whole thing that Manchin's against or is for, which is the filibuster. And the whole thing, the whole filibuster's concept is draconian.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what it's meant is so that a small group of people can literally obstruct anything that they want
Yeah.
to put forward in the Senate. And where before, at least they had to get up and, you know, sing songs for 40 hours or do something which took some kind of energy.
It was invented during Reconstruction by the Southern Democrats that
Yep.
were fighting against slavery.
Yeah.
I mean, fighting for slavery.
But,
I mean,
yeah, but now they don't even have to do that.
yeah,
You know, they can just say filibuster and they got to have 60 votes.
yeah, yeah. They should have to stay there and fucking argue their point every single day. And as soon as there's not enough people there to make 60 votes, then
Well, when is the
Democrat-
American public going to be fed up with the Republicans is what I don't understand.
I think that
You know, I mean, well, they're not fed up with the Republicans, and they should be.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Well, Trump thinks that he's going to run again. It sounds like.
He wants to be Speaker of the House. It was in the news today.
Oh, is that the newest thing?
They think he had his pants on backwards. I heard.
Yeah, after that
His
happened.
ass was in the front. Is that true? Because I have to look at it. Somebody said it.
No.
I said, if
Yeah.
this guy's walking around with his pants backwards, I've seen it all. I said.
I hate
I was hoping it was true.
I hate where you zip your pants up and your butt hairs get.
Well, I looked at it. It did look like, it did kind of look like his ass was in the front. I was going to be like, oh God.
You were looking at his head.
Oh Lord, I says.
How
Tony,
in the
you were
hell?
looking at his head.
Did anybody
This guy believes
did
in the
anybody
freedom of
hear
the
did anybody hear his speech on Saturday?
Who pays attention
Bo?
to it?
It was-
You know, of course you wouldn't,
I was
Kathleen.
watching the basketball game, but I heard.
I watched a little bit of it. It's just the same old, same old. He has nothing new to say.
It's getting old.
It could have been a contender.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's Terry Malloy.
yeah.
How the hell could he become House Speaker? That's what I
God
don't get.
forbid he was in that movie. He killed it.
How could he?
How easy.
How?
Speaker of the House. He runs for a Congress seat. He wins. And
Where?
if the in
Where?
Florida, yeah.
In Florida, maybe. Yeah,
Florida.
maybe Florida.
Yeah, and he becomes a congressperson, and if the Republicans have the majority, you know,
Yeah.
I just got this yellow stuff all over my watch. And then
Well, that's
he-
you deserve that. Okay.
He wants to lead the impeachment of Biden. That's why he wants to get elected.
Yes.
Yeah.
He wants to
You
lead
don't
the.
have to be a member of Congress to be Speaker of the House. Anybody can be Speaker of the House.
Is that
I
true?
can be Speaker of the House.
Oh, well, I vote
Do
for
it,
Charlie.
Charlie.
then.
Do it.
Who told you that, Charlie? I don't think so.
That is true, John.
Really?
You Google it. You do not have to be a member of the House to be Speaker.
Wow. I didn't
You
know
don't?
No.
I mean, I could be named Speaker of the House.
Yeah. If Trump were made Speaker, if they take the House in 2022, make Trump Speaker, and then impeach Biden and Harris, Trump becomes president again.
What?
Yep.
Okay. You're talking about impeaching them. Over what? What have they done that's impeachable? You have to commit a
Yeah, that
crime.
is true. What
They
happened?
stole the
You have
Tried
to
win the
commit a
election.
crime.
They stole the election and they colluded with the Ukrainians. So that's it.
Well, no, but they didn't do it while in office.
I'm kidding. I don't believe that.
Yeah, but even if they could prove something like that, they did that before he was in office. It has to be while you're in office you commit a crime. The only reason why we have impeachment is because a president cannot be held to account for anything legally. The only thing you can do to a president is impeach him, which is saying he committed a crime, finding him guilty of that, throwing him out of office, and then you can charge him with whatever you want to, which is what we're currently in the process of doing.
What did he do?
Who? Trump?
I mean, he's been, well, Trump is. I'm telling you, I want him to drop dead, Alex. I want to wake up and. I
Oh,
wanna
geez,
listen
here
to
we
him.
go again.
I do. I
Between
listen to
this
10 Wednesday night,
and the
sometimes I
name
use my
for
Alexa. I'm waiting for the news to break.
No,
Trump is dying.
between this and the name for Chinese food, and this show is over. I mean, it's going to be
But you call it chinks too, Alex.
Drip.
don't you?
No, I don't call it that. Never did.
Oh, I
And
thought
he's
maybe
not-
you joked.
I think we all hope Trump dies, but
At, at a golf course.
Yeah, nobody's saying that somebody should go shoot him because then
No, I want him to die natural causes, really.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
he chokes on something.
him like cancer of the hemorrhoids or something.
And he can't be in good health.
Gonadism of the gonads.
Gonadism. That's what he should get, is gonadism.
His gonads explodes and they cause a blood clot and it goes right to his heart.
Rips through
I want
those
something really like fast.
What
so
is-
you don't even know what's
liverless
coming.
pull-ups.
What is with you tonight, Tony?
You know what it is? You mentioned my mom and I felt good and then you got me jazzed up with it a little bit. I don't know. It's the coffee, Alex. I'm watching the basketball game.
It is-
and
it's
then I was
definitely
worried.
the
Phil didn't
coffee.
get his socks, I heard, and then you were complaining. Where did you order these socks from? Too? He's the only guy who couldn't get socks.
Socks on the internet?
I ordered some socks on the internet. Yeah.
And Phil was telling you that he ordered some kind of socks and he come. I was listening to you guys.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Well, no, I order these Zumbas,
Oh, you got the Zoom. Okay.
You mean
They came, right?
Zumbas or Bombas?
Bombas.
Are they
Excuse me.
crew ones? I get the crew. I get the little for the summer. I wear the crews though. Like the
See,
short
I'm
ones.
out of it. I'm out of it. Bombas. Yeah.
Are they like the ones that they give you in the hospital with like the little?
Yeah, I got the grips on mine. Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, when I went in,
Jesus,
I
this
like
is.
those, just in case.
Don't ever give this guy coffee again.
Alex, don't ever give me any. Imagine if you gave me drugs. Forget about it. I'd be up all night.
Forget about it. I love it.
I stay up all night.
I'll tell you
with
what to
my
do.
coffee
What to
and
do
tea and my
is you
cake.
should hang up right now, drink about 4 more cups, and then call Jack.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Jack will throw me off. My brother knows. He's drinking coffee and all he does is hear me laugh in the other room. What's going on? I'm watching movies.
And I love the look on Vernon Nunn's face through this whole conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like a night out.
You know, Vernon's just pissed that his wife didn't pack the coffee for him.
So what have you been doing for grins down there, Vernon?
Mostly walking the dog and reading.
Yeah.
Can't you do that at home?
Yeah, but it's just nicer there.
Nice.
It's nice, cool mountain air here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Different scenery.
Maybe that's what I need is mountain air. Maybe that's what I need.
You should go to the country for you, Marjorie, for a weekend where it's nice.
Take Tony with you. You guys would have a good time.
He'd leave me off in Woodstock and tie me to a tree.
Yeah,
Every
we'll
20
we'll get a
minutes,
thermos
every
full.
half an hour.
We'll put you in the car with a thermos full of coffee.
Yeah, that would be a real recipe for this. That'd be the worst thing. I never shut up.
Aren't you glad, Kathleen, you're really not married to him?
Oh God, she would have threw me out.
No, I'd have never thrown him out.
Mom, where's my food? Shut up already. All of a sudden. Can you make me this? I'll kill him. I swear, I'll kill him.
There's part of me
Hey,
that goes,
just one more pot of coffee.
Can I have pancakes? I see this one. Can I have some pancakes?
I-
Just
I'm-
make the
you know,
pancakes in there.
I
used to love that.
I just wonder, should I stop him, or should I just sit back and just listen and see how far he
I don't want to ruin
goes?
the show from everybody else. Yeah.
What's this? What
Mashed
kind
the
of
banana stuff and put them in my pancakes, like mix it with the batter. I used to like
That's good.
with the
it. She used
batter?
to say, what is it?
kind
What
of
I put
pancake?
in it? I said, well, I think there's bananas. You guys put like a 2-year-old. My brother used to be like, he's a lost cause.
Hey, where can I get this coffee? Where are you getting this coffee? What kind of
I got
coffee is this?
was it Costco? I went to Long Island City.
It's the
They had
Dunkin'
chocolate
Donuts.
puffs on sale for
It's the
$7.
Dunkin' Donuts K-Cups.
And I got the K cups too, Alex, in the same place on sale. $20. I had to get it. I saw it.
How
I had
many
to throw it in my
K-cups?
room. I got like 7 tubs.
Wow.
I love
Alex, it's,
I saw this for $20. I grabbed it right away. My brother was shocked. I said, I gotta get this.
I'm surprised you didn't buy
Fucking
two of
chocolate
them.
donuts too. I said,
Ecological disaster. You gotta throw all those cups away.
Yeah, really. 72. That's like
I watched the basketball game and I could stay up all night.
That's enough for 1 week for
I
Tony.
can watch the
By
Clippers
the
game.
way, did you hear Costco is starting an adoption agency for children?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing is you have to buy 2 of them,
it.
and you get them. They put them together with like tape.
Like the peanut butter, Alex. Remember, I got the big jugs of peanut butter. What am I gonna do with this? I still
Hey, boo-hoo for the Lakers. Boo fucking
I
who.
don't know. I was glad they lost.
Same
Well,
here.
Yeah, I'm just tired. I mean, please. That Anthony Davis, I mean, I thought he was faking the injury a little bit, but he was really hurt. I was like, oh, God, he's hurt, this guy. He could barely get up the court. I was like, he shouldn't even be out there.
And then LeBron, bon.
Yeah, he got up and left 5 minutes after it before the
By
game
the way,
started.
if any of you want to
I wish
talk
the
among
Knicks had
each
him.
other, go
He was
right
such a
ahead.
ball.
Tony's just having a conversation with himself.
I would pray the Knicks had LeBron. I'd be like, okay. I was watching Durant the other night. They look off the charts.
Alex, you could go on
Durant
vacation.
is like,
What?
he's toying with them.
What, Jeff?
Start talking.
What?
Nick,
Holy
you
moly.
go on vacation.
Yeah.
Tony will start talking.
And that would be it. What do you want to talk about?
We'll just leave him here, and we'll all go away, and he'll just keep talking and talking and talking,
You know, like my mother used to do.
and
My
juicing up
father
a.
used to say, hold the wheel, Nancy, because I'm going to hit him if it keeps going on. Shut up. I talked so much one time, my father got lost. He went past the exit. And that was it. He used to
The
joke.
exit to drop you off?
No, my mother was like, leave him alone. I said, I'm getting hungry. Come
I have a
on,
question.
Ray.
What?
Tony, I have a question for Tony.
Okay.
Have you lived in that house all your life? that you're in?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, actually, we were downstairs, and then my grandmother lived up here, and my grandfather. And then when they passed away in the mid 70s, my mother wanted to move upstairs because she always said it's good luck to move up. I said, I don't know where she got it. She had all these, like, sayings. I said, well, I guess we had another room. But it was, you know what? Theoretically, we should have stayed in the middle apartment because as you get old,
You know, the more you talk, the less people are listening right
I
now.
know. God rest her soul, Mom. Wherever she better be up there. I found more palms in her
At
drawer.
least Jeff won't fall asleep.
We're gonna start crying.
All right, shut up, will you, Tony? Just shut the fuck up.
Okay, thanks, Alex. That's a little snap around. I'll mute myself.
Anyway, by the way, SiriusXM should probably rehire me because I've really helped them. It seems I sold all my stock in SiriusXM the other day,
Oh, yeah.
and they went up 50 cents.
Yeah.
You moved it.
But I don't think it's going to last. And more than that, we're investing in other places that will make me
I
decent.
hope you didn't take my advice and buy Bitcoin.
No,
Oh,
no.
I did. I sold it all though, and I made a good profit. I sold it before it crashed. Yay!
Well, what is Drudge? What is the Drudge coin? A Dogecoin?
Dogecoin. Dogecoin.
Dogecoin. Douchecoin.
What is a Dogecoin?
I don't
The
know.
Gonad coin.
You know, go ask what's his name, Mr. Tesla.
It's a little coin.
You see
That's
the
my son, testicle.
Did you see what happened though with the you know, they paid off those ransomware people to the tune of about $5 million, and the government managed to get
back.
about $2.5 million of it back
yeah.
because supposedly there is a way of tracing Bitcoin.
Oh, really?
Ah.
Yeah. So
Well, but the FBI was in contact with the company, you know, before they made the payment, you know, so they were able to trace it, you know,
Right.
that way, you know.
right, but they managed to get a good deal of it back, and that's
Yeah.
terrific, you know.
I'm
That's
on
called
Roku right
gonadism.
now, and the tennis channel is $29 a year on special right now.
No.
I don't even have a Roku.
Yeah. Right. Well, you know, what is he buying? What is that?
What's he buying?
What is that?
He must be sick, or what is that? Little corn on the cobs?
That looks like it should be.
Little pineapples.
Pineapple.
Oh, pineapples.
Boy, from here it looks
Yeah.
like something that should be coming out of you,
You gonna
not
make
going
pizza
in.
with that? Pineapple pizza?
Oh, pineapple.
it's
wait a minute. Pineapple pizza.
What's that?
He's got beer in the thing.
Hold
Corona.
on, everybody, quiet a
Pineapples and
second.
Corona.
Be quiet. a
Someone's
second.
drinking.
Wait, shut up, Tony.
Okay.
What do I gotta do?
There's a barcode here.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. All right, cool. Sorry.
Don't
Carrot
forget to
cake,
check under
pineapples,
his
and
jacket.
beer.
I hope all you
supposed to
people
beer.
are enjoying this program tonight. We're showing you things like pineapple And then John Larkin is telling us how much he likes what I consider the biggest abomination in the history of culinary.
I'm
And
with
that
you,
is
Alex.
that is
And
the
pineapple.
pineapple pizza. There is no such thing.
He's not going to put pineapple in the
Lemon
pizza.
pineapple, man. It's the best.
Pineapple is to shove in the beer. That's why they're cut up small.
Oh, really?
Isn't that what he said?
He doesn't have anything edible on that tray. Does he?
You shoved the carrot cake in the beer.
Oh, he's got carrot cake.
Yeah, you know the
Oh,
word
shoot,
on
I-
a pizza is
can go for
potatoes.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Ray. Are you checking yourself out now?
Make sure he pays for everything.
Yeah, I'm checking myself out, and I accidentally went in line here with beer, so now they're gonna have to come and help
Oh
me.
shit, that's right.
Oh,
Shit, I screwed up.
Damn it.
I always do that.
Well, you
Like I
should
forget that alcohol's in food.
You know what my mother used to do? She used to put she used to always put like
very good.
vegetables underneath the thing
Tony,
and not pay for
Tony,
it. I couldn't find it.
Tony, zip it.
Naughty bad.
I'm putting you on waivers for a couple of minutes here, okay? All right? I don't want to have to do you here what I did to you on Facebook.
Spanky, spanky.
Yes, Mistress Kathleen will have to give you a spanking.
Naughty bad.
Went like that.
There's the paddle.
sounds like a reward, not a punishment.
Did I get pancakes?
Well, you know, we don't
You
know
know
where
where Charlie's mind's at.
we don't know what side of the
Lord.
sexual coin Tony is buttered. But I think neither does Tony. So that's, you know, it's not it's a mystery to all of us. Anyway, so John Larkin, Tenderloin.
Yeah.
I saw it on TV the other day. They did some stuff about some stuff in the Tenderloin. Are you having problems there?
Which rough area?
Yeah, well, what kind of
A
problems?
lot of homelessness in that
A
area.
lot of homeless, a lot of drugs.
Needles, poop.
But didn't somebody come in and try and help them with something like free internet or something like that?
That keeps it in the house.
If you pay rent.
Well, if you pay rent, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Well,
There's always like about once a month there'll be like an article in the New York Times about something, you know, to do about the Tenderloin, but it's always the same, you know.
yeah. Charlie, deaths. How many deaths have we had? We're
454 deaths today.
now is that worse or better?
That's
Wait a minute. Now he
That's
froze
good.
up. Well, we just lost Charlie.
Oh, I still see him. He's just not
I
talking.
see him. He's frozen.
Yeah.
He went out and got a new computer last week. Thought that was his problem. I guess not.
Are you there, Charlie?
Seized. He
You
seized
move
up
to the
on us.
Tenderloin and get free internet.
That is textbook gonadism.
And Ray, we have no picture on Ray. Are you still there, Ray? Oh
He's
yeah, he's
muted.
still there. Okay.
I'm here. I was having problems.
Wait, trying.
I screwed up and tried to buy alcohol in the self checkout.
Yeah, we heard that earlier.
Were you trying to
Yeah,
sneak?
and-
Were you trying to sneak out with the beer? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Because that's just the kind of guy I am.
Yeah.
No, now I got to go back in line and buy the damn alcohol.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That's
God.
Why couldn't you buy the alcohol in the same
Yeah.
line as you were checking
Because
out?
because they don't allow it because you could be under 21.
Oh, you look like you're under 21, Ray.
Yeah, I know. With the hat and the mask.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you know, in New York, you cannot even I'm sure you picked up the beer in the store, right?
Yeah.
Well, here in New York, you can't have alcohol in the same store that, in other words, you can't have it in the grocery store. It has to be in another store. So, like
wow.
Costco, for instance, and a lot of their stores in New York have a liquor store right next door to Costco.
Oh,
How stupid.
Oh,
that's
what's going
crazy.
on. You're right.
That's like
You
Utah.
probably can't buy your cough drops in a liquor
That's like
store either
Oklahoma.
now.
Well, we used
That's
to.
how it was up in Washington when my
wow.
best friend came down when, I was in my 20s. I took her to Safeway and she was like, holy shit, there's booze here. And I said, yeah, California, palm trees and booze.
Oh yeah, you can buy beer and stuff right in there. So I'm surprised they make you go out a. You have to go through a different line or something. Is
Yeah,
that
you
it?
have to go through the person checking you out. Because if they want to check your
Oh,
ID,
you were doing the
Self-checkout.
Self-checkout. I see.
yeah,
In Utah, their beer is neutered. It's
3-2 beer.
Yeah, it's special, lowered.
Oklahoma too.
What do you
Really?
mean? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh, that's gross.
3-2
Well, no,
beer?
it's Michelob Light is 3-2 beer.
Yeah.
It's just less alcohol.
We used to have a beer in California that they always sold at clubs after 2 o'clock in the morning when the bars closed down, called Near Beer. Do you remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, there's good ones now.
Yeah.
The
No,
ones back
but it
then
was
were
actually
terrible.
called Near Beer.
Why is it near beer?
Yeah, and
It came out of the toilet.
and I could drink it because I didn't know the difference because I just
Yeah.
don't drink.
I don't-
So I would
I don't
drink.
think-
Well, because also you would go into clubs in those days, and there was a minimum amount of booze you had to buy in order to sit there. Okay,
Oh.
What a racket.
a cover charge, as it were.
I
And,
never understand.
I remember that.
and they tell you you have to buy a minimum of 2 drinks, and then when you made your first order, they would bring the 2 drinks.
Oh, they would bring it right away?
Yeah,
Say if you didn't want it, though,
Wow.
you could just say, just leave it there.
yeah. So yeah.
Well, it's like when you go to those strip clubs and the girl says, "Will you buy me a drink?" And you go, "Well, sure," I mean, but they always bring those small little pony bottles, and they charge you like $10 or $20 for them.
Yeah, yeah.
John, when you see the coupons for the buy one get one free strip club, look
Yeah.
me up. I'll come up there and take you to the strip club.
Where?
Well, I don't know. They got to be around. Well, I'll bring a video camera and we'll tape you doing.
That's
pole
how
dancing.
old
You know what's
are.
for sale is the Mitchell Brothers is for sale.
Really?
Yeah, the building. So they got a big for sale sign
That's
on
like I'm poking something, isn't it?
it. Yeah, Polk and O'Farrell.
They still have
Oh.
the whales and everything on the side
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
building.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But,
I'll bet I drove through there on the way from Golden Gate Bridge. I went down Polk
Yeah.
the other night, and yeah.
It's been closed though because of the pandemic and stuff.
The 2 brothers that originally owned it, one killed the other,
Yeah. Yep.
and he went to prison
Alex
for
knew
3
them.
weeks and got out and went back to being a billionaire or millionaire again.
Alex
running
knew
the
those
club.
guys. He used to
I
interview
knew them. Yeah,
Artie and Artie and
yeah.
it was Artie and what was the other guy's name?
I don't know.
Artie,
Artie and Jim.
Jim and Artie. Yeah.
Jim and Artie.
Artie. Which one got killed?
It was Jim. I
Jim.
think. Jim.
Already killed Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim was a pretty nice guy. He was a pretty sweet guy, but he had problems. He was supposedly. I mean, the excuse that Artie gave when they said, "Why'd you kill him?" I just couldn't take it anymore. He was just too much to put up with. He was constantly
He drank
threatening
too
my
much
family.
coffee.
Yeah, he was like Tony.
Too much
Tony's
chocolate.
Tony's kind of the Artie Mitchell of this show.
Don't worry, Tony. I'll protect you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
The Mitchell brothers, they had a lot of in with the fathers of the city. They get off on all that shit because
Oh yeah, they did.
they knew everybody and they were friends with Willie Brown and all.
Oh
those
yeah.
people, so.
It back in the '70s, it was like a
For
sort of
people
like
who
a
are
line.
listening to us and don't know what the hell we're talking about, the Mitchell Brothers owned a club in San Francisco, or a theater called the Mitchell Brothers Theater, and they made porno films and they showed them there, and they had strip shows and all kinds of things going on in the Mitchell Brothers.
The Mitchell brothers was friends with Jim Jones in his little
Oh, really?
church.
Yeah, I just watched a whole documentary on that whole thing, on the whole Jim Jones thing.
Oh, you saw it on Netflix? I didn't see it.
No, it wasn't on Netflix. It was on Hulu.
$89
Oh,
portable
Hulu.
AC.
But
I recently discovered how to refrigerate any room in
The
my
hell?
house.
what is that?
I think that's
It's
great.
an ad about gonadism.
Oh,
That's not me. That's not me.
Oh.
anyway,
I don't have gonadism.
where was I? Oh, so no.
Oh,
Anyway,
that's
so
a
I was-
Jim
You
Jones.
ride a bike.
I was watching the thing about Jim Jones.
Now you got my curiosity. Is it good?
And as I watched it, because I wasn't in San Francisco and all of that was going down, so I wasn't all that familiar with him.
Oh,
But when you
God.
see this whole thing in the whole timeline, you go, didn't anybody realize this guy was nuts from the beginning? I mean,
he had a lot of politicians in his pocket.
A lot of politicians in his pocket, but
Really?
didn't they
Oh,
know
yeah.
that he was Looney Tunes?
But he was doing a lot of good for the city, though. He was feeding people and everything.
No, he was doing a lot of stuff for the homeless, but
Yeah.
he was a power broker. He had all the politicians in his pocket because
Yeah.
anytime they needed a crowd of people, he could go like that and show up. 150 people would show up for any kind of a political thing.
Jackie Spear was lucky.
But
He
when
went-
when I was a kid, I used to go to concerts at Winterland, and his church was just across the street from there, and they used to come and try to recruit people, in the line, passing out flyers and stuff. And I remember looking, we'd be all stoned, like when I was in high school, and we go, "Hey, what does this guy looks like Elvis?" Because he had the sunglasses,
Didn't the People's Temple was just about a block away from the Fillmore, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was right next.
Yeah, right next door.
Winterland,
And you know what?
Winterland-
You know what it was before it was the People's Temple.
What?
It was a synagogue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I was growing up, that was a synagogue.
Now it's a post office.
Is it really?
Yeah, well, it burned down and then they rebuilt it, and it's a post office now.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it really good, Alex? The documentary then?
No, I watched an hour and a half of it because it sucked.
No, I'm going to watch it now. It's a couple of bucks.
But I mean, what was here's a little piece of trivia for you. What term came from that whole situation?
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
That's right.
Yeah.
What have you been doing? Drinking the Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
But I thought it always just meant, I never even thought about it, and it came from Jonestown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before that,
Drink
nobody
the
ever.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, nobody.
Boy, Congresswoman Ryan didn't do so well leaving there.
No, he died.
But Jackie
Leo
Spear
Ryan.
got lucky.
She got,
Yeah.
but
She survived.
she got
He was
hit.
shot
though.
a couple times, got on the plane and got out of there.
Yep. Yep.
She
And then-
laid like on the tarmac for like 8-9 hours.
Didn't she
Was
run
it
for?
that long?
Didn't she run for Ryan's old
He
seat?
faked death.
Yeah. She has his seat now.
Still to
Right.
this day.
That's right.
was.
That's right. Yep.
She
she's still
faked she was
around.
dead. She just lay there faking she was dead
Yep.
for like a whole
Do you
day.
think they knew what they were drinking, or do you think? I was curious. Do you think they knew when he handed it out, or did he?
They
give them?
claim that
Yes.
he had done a lot of dry runs of this, and with real Kool-Aid, and so they just thought this was just another one of those things to prove their, that they were on his side or whatever. So they did it, and then,
I gotta tell you, when somebody says drink the Kool-Aid or I'll shoot you, which he had his armed guards there with weapons pointing at him, that would be a clue to me that there's something wrong with the Kool-Aid.
well, they
Yeah,
had
but some of the upper people in the organization knew it was the real one, and they ran and went into the trees and escaped because they knew that wasn't.
Well, there was this
another,
one woman on the
fire drill.
One woman on
Right.
the documentary, and her brother, I think, went to jail for the whole thing.
Yeah, that was Larry Layton.
Larry Layton, but her name is Deborah Layton, and I had her on my show a couple of times in San Francisco, and I was hot for her. I mean, she was.
She always had a picture
and she's
of
on the
Kool-Aid when she
documentary.
came on your
She's
show.
on the in the documentary, and she still looks great.
Who
you
was
know?
it?
Huh?
One of the cult members?
No, yeah, she got away. She managed to. I
The
think
one
what
that
she
got away.
I think what she did was a day before that all went down, she made an excuse to go into town, as it
Yeah.
were. And
Yep.
and she went through the jungle into town and was away from there when all that happened and went down.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
actually surprised.
You know who I'm
Jonestown-
talking about, Ray.
Yes, I do. I watched the documentary, and that's exactly what she did. And yes, she was very good looking.
It still is. Or
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
I said to everybody around me, I said, is there any reason why I should be getting hot for a woman who, had sex with Jim Jones? I mean, but she was something. She was quite something.
I remember I had a paper route, and each day while I was folding my papers, that death rate was going up, up,
Really?
up. It was insane.
I got a paper out too, Kathleen. Sundays.
They couldn't believe it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They couldn't believe what?
50 pages.
That many people actually died. I mean, they didn't announce it for sure for days because it just sounded so unbelievable.
Well, there still hasn't been a documentary on the psychology of it all. But the fact was that these people were taken away from their homes, put in the middle of a jungle somewhere, and then all the information about the outside world that they got came from him. Yep. So when it came time to do this, they thought the whole world was coming down on them, when it really wasn't. It was coming down on Jim Jones, but it wasn't coming down on them.
Jim Jones had a great sex life. He had sex with the women, sex with the children, male and female. You know, had 17 wives. He was a mess.
Oh, he was a mess. He was a mess. His son is on the documentary. Yeah. And he just said, boy, he said, he was doing drugs like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, really?
You know.
Well, I'm actually surprised it didn't take Willie Brown down. And who was the mayor, Moscone, that was killed? He was tied in with him.
Really?
Was Moscone still alive at that point? I guess was Moscone still alive at that point? Yeah, I guess so.
The Milk Moscone murder happened about 2-3 weeks after the
Jonestown. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't realize it was that close.
Yeah.
So it happened in
not even 2 weeks. It was it was about a week away. It was about a week away, if I recall. It was like 1 week Jonestown. A week later was the Moscone milk murder.
Moscone was killed in 1978.
The Moscone thing. Dan White was the guy who shot them.
Yeah.
And he got off with relatively a small
Twinkie.
sentence. The Twinkie defense.
He got off
Having to do
Twinkie defense.
Too much, Tony. Just for your information, he got off for taking too much sugar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
eating too much junk food.
Who was his lawyer? Hostess Cupcakes? I mean, come on already. How did they get him off?
No, they weren't cupcakes. They were Twinkies.
And because he ate all those Twinkies, he suffered from diminished capacity.
Yes, that was the term.
Only now would have gave him the diarrhea.
And then he got released in 4 years, and then he committed suicide in his garage.
Chicken shit. Yeah, you know, well, he pissed off two powerful people.
Can you imagine?
The Italians.
4 years after murdering the mayor.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wait a minute.
Can you imagine?
Alan, wait a minute. Alan was saying.
So he pissed off. He knew that he was going to be killed, and he wanted to spare his family. He pissed off the gays and he pissed off the mafia. Moscone was tied to the mob.
Oh, really?
And then, you know, the gay community was very big, and he killed Harvey Milk, the first gay.
How are you sure he was mob associated? Because I never heard that.
I wasn't there. But
I never heard that.
Yeah,
No.
I don't think he was.
I don't think he was.
There.
I don't know. He was Italian, aren't they all?
No.
No. Moscone wasn't. Alioto.
Oh, Tony.
Well, my uncle
Moscone
Tommy
was
might have
not
been a
a
bookie.
mob.
I'm not really sure. He never worked
Wait a
over
minute.
there,
Hold on a
so
second.
I'm always broke
Don't say
outside.
anything bad about Alioto,
funny.
because
Yeah.
Angela's a friend of mine.
Somebody said something bad about me? Good for them.
No, Alioto is great, but he did have mob friends.
Yeah,
But he wasn't in the mob.
No.
That's
But
another
we were
gay
talking about
really
Moscone, Ray.
I used
No,
to.
I'm telling you that the only Italian in recent history, I think, in San Francisco office that had some mob connection.
I think
was
starting
Alioto, but I
tomorrow.
don't-
Starting tomorrow, I'm just going to refer to the show as the coffee hour. Geez, boy, everybody's been amped up tonight.
Let's all have a cup of coffee.
I mean,
at the start of the show.
Vernon is the quiet one here, and he's maintained his composure because I don't think he's had any coffee. Have you, Vernon?
No, puppy's in the bedroom.
I said the coffee.
Coffee.
Puppy. Puppy. You haven't had any puppy. Where's my puppy?
Anyway, hey,
those
listen,
people
everybody.
from the South are weird.
Okay, thank you very much, Jeff, and thank you very much, Alan, and thank you very much, Vernon, and thank you very much, Kathleen, and John Larkin, and Tony, Coffee Tony, and Ray. Thank you so much for joining us, Ray Renati.
Ray Rebozo.
Everybody, give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give you a big wave goodbye back. Okay, there they go, ladies and gentlemen. My camera froze tonight. I can't figure out why. I don't understand that. It's never done that before. But this is the first time for everything, and tonight was the night for it to happen. This has been a strange show, folks. Anyway, stay tuned for Jack Bishop. He's next with The Intersection. I'll be back again tomorrow night right after the franchise MC does his sports show here on GabNet. In the meantime, I'll see you at 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Same time, same station in life. And in the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her. And by the way, if you aren't vaccinated, go get vaccinated. And if you're not vaccinated, also wear a mask until 2 weeks after the vaccination. Good night, everybody.